Hello, my name is Jason Miller, founder of ASpennow Solutions, and we're about to unlock the power of ServiceNow. I'd like to start off by thanking all 1,790 subscribers in over 70 countries globally. If you believe in transferring knowledge to those who need it most, please click subscribe. Your user data will not be transferred to any party outside of ASpennow without your consent. Okay, so today I'd like to start off by touching on a comment that I received regarding my last video. So I talked about how there's this maximum length client script that you could add on a single line text variable. And I got a comment here from Robert Christie, ServiceNow architect at CareWorks Tech, and he just said, "Hey Jason, are you familiar with the variable attribute max length?" And you know what, Robert? Yeah, you know what? You can tell that I'm used to working on the back end, not a lot with catalogs, so a little bit outside my comfort zone. And yeah, I looked at the docs, and you are correct, sir. So you can add an attribute to single line text. I believe there might be another one too. I'll go to the documents in 1 second, and then you can see where it is. So this is single line text. You would go to the default value tab, and as you can tell here, like if you're used to just dictionary entries, this is way different than what a dictionary entry looks like. And I kind of think that these variable attributes, I mean, if you're not very savvy with ServiceNow, there's a lot of problems that can go wrong here. I'd almost like to see like a condition builder type of setup for these attributes, or just something a little bit different. Because, again, novices here, very slim margin there for error. So, yeah, here's the documentation on it. So max length, and it'll behave just like the dictionary entry when you put in the max value or whatever that field is in the dictionary entry. You might want to use the client script, though, if you want effect, meaning if you want to inform users that, hey, you're over a certain limit, you can go ahead and use it for that, too, if you want an alert. So it all depends on, how you want to bake this cake, so to speak, that we call an application, right? So today what we are going to do is talk about how we can implement a secret SLA, or an SLA that's not visible to everyone, because there's a CIO out there in a galaxy far, far away, and they want to see performance data, but they don't want anyone to know that this stuff's happening, that they're being tracked and all that. They kind of want to see what we would call the normal state of affairs, where life just kind of goes on in the business, and there's regular management oversight, but no one's really aware that we're collecting metrics on them. So we're going to go to LADEF, or type in LADEF here. We're going to go to our SLA definitions. As you know, I've got plenty of SLA videos out there. Here we go with our SLA definition. We're on the contract SLA table. I filtered it out to just show the secret SLA one. We can take a look at this. It's very simple. On the problem table, whopping 5 seconds. I wouldn't try this in my customer's instance because you're going to have a lot of notifications going out. Active is true. No pause condition. Stop condition is assigned to is not empty. As you can see, I made a couple here. And then I made one called visible because I just wanted them both to fire at the same time on the same start condition, which is active equals true on the problem table. And, we can go to the stop condition if we want. Ignore this retroactive stop. This is just something I worked on in the past. So maybe I'll do a video on that. We'll see. Next thing I did is I created a role called CIO _ SLA. We're to click into the role, and the way you get there is type in role here. You have your user roles, sys user role is your table. If we were to click into it, we'll see here there's nothing really going on. I have one user, Angry CIO. They're the only ones that have it. Watch this contains roles too. So if this is contained in another rule, then what's going to happen is what I call the Tomasi Rule. So as you know, Chuck Tomasi works at ServiceNow, does a lot of good YouTube stuff. Here we have a role. What does it do? Lets this person with this role, this is an ACL. ACL with this role contained allows us to see this definition. However, if we have another one, which is out of the box like this one, that is not what I call conditioned out, meaning that it doesn't tell them that you can't see the specific one, then they'll be able to see the entire table because that's the way this is set up right here. So just be careful. You might think you're implementing a secret SLA, but you're really not. Also, another thing that I did, just a precautionary measure, is, and this is how you would get to your ACL, so you just type in ACL here, access control. Remember that only a security admin can mess with these, can edit the ACLs, create new ones, etc. You would click Elevate Roles if you have a security admin role. If you are a security admin, then you can give another person a security admin. But admins can't give security admins. Also, I believe you have to be elevated when you do it, so just be aware of that. So then, move over here to our ACLs on contract SLA. I looked at them. There were probably like 5 or 6, but basically this is only allowing, and it says it right here, it pretty much tells you WM personnel, users can see SLAs rated work order table. Here's another one. I'll just let you read it, but basically I condition them out down here if they didn't have some sort of table restriction on them. So just be careful on that. So anyway, and it's all debatable as to whether you want to do that, like, is this worth it, right? Because if someone finds out, maybe there's going to be a lot of angst in the organization. But, I'm not captain best practice, right? I'm not going to tell you the way you should implement anything here. And I always try to find really unique scenarios from past experience that subscribers have brought to me. And they'll ask me, like, hey, I got a user requirement like this. I don't think it's best practice, but I want to try X, Y, or Z. And I always say go for it, because I think that best practice today might not be, probably won't be best practice in the future, just due to technological innovation. I mean, just think about phones in the last 20 years. Imagine if we said, hey, you know what, email should only be visible on a computer. I mean, forget it. We wouldn't even have apps today or anything. So it's great to defy best practice sometimes, I think, anyway. So I'm not going to moan on about that. We'll hit save. Now I'm an admin. Scroll down here. What do we have? 2 SLAs. Now I'm going to impersonate Abe Lincoln, who does not have the role. It's going to go to problems. As you can tell, I've been testing. Same one. Says 2, but we only see 1. So this might be the question here, right? Like, why does it say 2 and I can only see 1? So if you're running SLAs on that table, then guess what? They might figure it out. Or maybe you could create maybe another table, extend, but then that goes in the question of, like, addition out roles, and maybe it's it's not worth the effort. But let's go ahead and change this to Angry CIO. All right, I believe this user probably has an ITIL role plus, let's see here, plus that role. So, and let's scroll down. There you have it. He can see both. So if we want to, we could even check Abe Lincoln's roles just real quick here, just to make sure that. Why don't we do that? Just to prove that this works or does not work. So let's see here. Where are we going to go? Let's sort by user ID, shall we? Do I have nothing in here? All right, so let's do Abra. And there he is. And we shall scroll down now. So let's see here. Looks like he has ITIL. So what does that mean? It means it worked, right? Because if ITIL was not modified in that ACL, then they'd be able to see everything. So that concludes our segment for today. My name's Jason Miller, founder of ASpennow Solutions, and we just unlocked the power of ServiceNow.